Welcome everybody to the Mid-Level Media channel, and it is time for my unboxing and review of the new Paramount Presents release of Flashdance. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so let's get into this unboxing. So Flashdance is being released by the new Paramount Presents line. This is of course the fourth in their new line. As you can see on the spine right here, you have the title, you have the number 4 right there at the bottom, the Paramount Presents logo up there. But let's look at this cover. This is just a stunning cover with Jennifer Beals on the front. This is an iconic scene in the film that takes place within the film, an iconic image. It's on the original poster that was displayed before the film first released. Right down here you have 1983, which is the year the film came out. You have the Paramount Presents logo at the top. Let's go ahead and look at the back right here. And this is taken straight from the end of the film. I think that's like the last shot of it, and it's of course kind of cropped out, and then you have the apartment space of Jennifer Beals' character in the background. So that's kind of cool that they did it that way. Up here at the top you have the synopsis. I'll go ahead and zoom in on that. Alright, right here you have your special features, the new feature, which is a filmmaker focus by director Adrian Lin, and you have 2 special features that were in previous releases, the look of Flashdance and releasing Flashdance phenomenon, and then you have the theatrical trailer. So right over here you have the Paramount Presents description. Alright guys, so and right there at the bottom the film is rated R. Let's go ahead and take it out of the slipcover. Right here you'll see there's more images from the film than there were on the slipcover on the actual case. So you have some more images from the film right there. Let's zoom in on the casting list, which wasn't on the slipcover as well. Right there. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and flip this over. Exact same image right there. Exact same spine. And let's go ahead and open this up. Alright, so just a plain Blu-ray disc right there. We'll go ahead and take this out. And one of the things that I really love about these releases is these little quotes that they put in from the actual movies right there. So I'll zoom in on that so you guys can read it. So you have this iconic image of the water dance right there in the middle. You have more images on the side. So it's done in purple, which is pretty cool. So yeah, an overall cool release. I always like disc artwork, so I'm always disappointed to see that plain blue disc, but I'm pretty sure all the other ones were that way as well. So let's put it back inside the slipcover. And one cool thing to note about this slipcover, and this is all Paramount Presents stuff, is that they open up right here to display this poster. Let me turn that around. To display what is the original poster of the film when it was released. So all of them had done that up until this point. So that's a really cool feature right there. You have some quotes at the top. Something happens when she hears the music. It's her freedom. It's her fire. It's her life. And then you have Flashdance, what a feeling. So, alright guys, that does it for the unboxing. Now stand by for my review and thoughts on the film and the visual audio quality. Alright guys, thank you for sticking around for the review portion of this video. And before I continue, I'm going to go ahead and ask that you please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already yet. I do content like this all the time. Blu-ray, 4K reviews. I do a Monday show where I detail all the new releases coming out that week, everything that's coming out in the months to come, all the news involving physical media. I also do collection hauls. I show off my entire Blu-ray collection. I did that a few weeks ago. All kinds of great physical media based content on this channel. And if you like that kind of stuff, go ahead and please consider subscribing to my channel right now. And I would also ask that you guys please just take a second and go ahead and like this video. Just hit that little thumbs up button right there to help this video get out to more eyes and move this video up the YouTube algorithms and get my channel out to more people. And go ahead, and if you've seen this movie before, if you do own the Paramount Presents collection and you just want to comment on it, go ahead and comment down below. Leave your thoughts on the film. Leave your thoughts on this Blu-ray presentation. I would love to hear about it in the comments below, and we could just talk about it. But yeah, guys, let's get into the movie review of Flashdance. So Flashdance, man, what a movie, I just finished watching it right before I came in here to review, and this is a first-time watch for me, and yeah, this is a movie that is just dripping with 80s nostalgia. Like if you like that era of films, that 80s era, then you're gonna like Flashdance in one way or the other. But yeah, this is a movie, all right. And this movie is starring Jennifer Beals and Michael Nari, and it's directed by Adrian Lyne, which coincidentally enough also directed Fatal Attraction, which was the first Blu-ray I reviewed on this channel for the new Paramount Presents line. It's also #1 in that line. So we have another film by director Adrian Lyne. And yeah, this is centered around a young Pittsburgh woman with 2 jobs as a welder by day and an exotic dancer by night. So that's one hell of a combination. And she's trying to get into ballet school. She's trying to further herself in life and get into the prestige dancing academy schools. And it's just one of those it's a complete 80s throwback. It's almost like a coming of age story kind of. But yeah, it kind of reminded me a little bit of Pretty Woman, and you could kind of see where Pretty Woman probably got a little bit of inspiration from this film. And yeah, during the 80s, this movie was held up as one of those kind of strong female character pieces that a lot of young women kind of looked at as their window into achieving their dreams and stuff like that. And Alex, who's the main character in this movie, was kind of that conduit for them to kind of see themselves into bigger and better situations. But yeah, I liked a lot about this movie. I really did. Like I said, if you're a sucker for 80s movies, and I am completely, like, you're gonna like this movie on some level. And this is just a complete 80s movie, like in every sense. It's filmed almost like a music video, and I don't know if that was intentional on Adrian Lyne's part or not. I've only seen one film, I think, from Adrian Lyne, and that is Fatal Attraction, and it was not filmed in this kind of super stylistic way, at least as Flashdance is. But this movie feels like, when you're watching certain sequences in this film, it feels straight up like it came out of an 80s music video. Like, there is a scene that will straight up give you epilepsy if you're sitting there watching it for too long. Just these bright white lights flashing, and she's dancing around all crazy. And yeah, and in addition to that being filmed like a music video, this movie, and I didn't know this until I watched it, the soundtrack is featuring 2 songs that made their debut in this movie that are freaking incredible 80s hits, just like iconic 80s hits. And the first one being What a Feeling by Irene Cara, which actually won the Oscar in 1984 for Best Original Song. So that's pretty interesting. That's a fantastic song. Maniac by Michael Cimbello, like, that is an incredible 80s song. And if you want to know what I remember first hearing Maniac in, it was Tommy Boy.
Maniac on the floor, and I'm dancing like I've never danced before. Yeah.
That's besides the point. That's an incredible 80s song. So those 2 songs, like, this film, just such an incredible soundtrack for sure. Just having 2 original songs like that made specifically for that movie. But yeah, guys, I mean, you play those 2 songs and I'm gonna like your movie. It's just plain and simple. So I found this movie to be completely enjoyable for the most part. I think that the performances were pretty, they were mostly solid. I think that Jennifer Beals does a good job. She is a star in this movie. She's not the best actress. She has to do some scenes where she does a little bit of crying. She's not the most believable, and in the scenes where she's kind of there's some scenes where she's kind of throwing like a temper tantrum, and they're kind of played a little over the top in my opinion. So she's not the best actress, but she is an absolute star. She has so much confidence and charisma in this role, and I mean, yeah, she looks phenomenal in this movie. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. She looks incredible. But yeah, I mean, I had some issues with kind of the relationship between her and the character Nick, who is played by Michael Nari, I think is his name, because in this movie, she was 18 when they filmed this movie. That guy is mid to late 30s when they filmed this movie. And it just feels, I hate to be like this. I know it was made in the 80s and the times were different, but it's still like, as a guy that's approaching his mid-30s, it feels kind of gross to me, a guy of that age dating someone that's basically a teenager. And she looks like, as great as she looks and as mature as she looks, she still looks very much like a very young woman, like almost like a kid. She is 18 in this movie. She still has kind of a baby face in this movie. The relationship kind of lacked chemistry, and I just wasn't feeling it between those 2. And then it's also just very cheesy. Most mostly the scenes that have to do with them, and the fact that she needs a man's help, to achieve her dream. Even though she does fight back against that at some point in the movie, it kind of just goes back to, well, she's going to go to the audition anyway that he helped her get, and then she gets the part, so she needed his help to get in there. I'm also going to bring up the fact that she had 4 stunt doubles, I think what it was. One of them, which was a man. Like when she does that closing scene and they do the kind of spinaroonie, as I call it, it reminded me of the Booker T spinaroonie. That was done by a guy, and the most notable one was Sharon Shapiro, who is a gymnast, and she did a lot of her scenes. So that is not all completely Jennifer Beals' body when they're showing those lower shots of her dancing, in particular to that Maniac scene. And this is the scene where she's jumping around and doing all those incredible dance moves in the audition at the end. That is not Jennifer Beals. So, the performance, it's a good performance, but it's not all her. It's not completely her. But you can say that with any movie, to be honest. So I'm not going to dwell on that too much. But let's get into the visuals, guys, because I'm going to be honest here. This is a new 4K restoration oversaw by director Adrian Lyne, and this is the best of the Paramount Presents line that I've seen so far. I'm just going to be honest. Out of all of them, it looks freaking incredible. And a lot of people said when I was reading online, I haven't seen the 2013 Blu-ray transfer, but a lot of people said that one was slightly better, but I haven't seen it. So this is the definitive version for me, and I think this is the best looking Paramount Presents line release out of all of them. The nightclub scenes, sequences look amazing, and there's just a lot of stuff in this film that it kind of lends itself visually to a good transfer, and this one absolutely nails it in my opinion. And as far as sound, you have the DTS HD Master Audio, which is great sound-wise. I mean, it works really well within this type of movie because it feels like a music video already. So with those musical tracks playing over the dance sequences, like it all just works together and blends together so perfectly. So it's great sound. And then you have the special features, guys, which I'm going to talk about. You get one new special feature with the filmmaker focus with Adrian Lyne, and he did one for Fatal Attraction as well. So I'm not sure if they probably got him. They probably got both of them in one take. So this one's about 5-6 minutes, and it just goes to him kind of reflecting back on the movie Flashdance and how he got particular scenes. He kind of dwells on the water dance sequence quite a bit within the feature, but it's an interesting little feature. It's a nice little compliment to the release. The other two are the releasing Flashdance phenomenon, which kind of focuses on the box office juggernaut that Flashdance was in the early 80s. In this movie, I was looking, it actually made $200 million worldwide at the box office. So films will be lucky to make that nowadays. And this movie had a $10 million budget. So this movie was an absolute phenomenon in the early 80s. It had to be to draw that kind of box office. And yeah, that was a really interesting look, but it was previously on one of the DVDs or Blu-rays from back in the day. And we also have the look of Flashdance, where the filmmakers are just kind of reflecting on the look and aesthetic and just how they got some of the dance sequences in the film, which is an interesting little compliment as well. So there were a lot more special features that I was looking that were on the earlier Blu-rays, the DVDs. This movie had 4 DVD releases at one point. So there were a lot of special features that they probably could have included on this, and they probably should have to have kind of the definitive collection here, but they chose just those two, and I'm fine with it. Special features, they're good, and this movie, to be honest, it's not too expensive right now. I think it's going for about $20 on Amazon. You can pick it up. So I would say, guys, overall, like if I'm going to recommend this to purchase and you're a fan of Flashdance or you're curious and have seen it and you love the 80s, I would absolutely recommend buying this, because to me, it's the definitive edition of the film, and it looks incredible. It's a very 80s movie. It's very fun, entertaining to watch, so I would absolutely recommend it. And yeah, go ahead and buy it, man. Go ahead and buy it. If you're a fan of the 80s, a fan of the movie, I think it's the way to go. So I appreciate you guys watching my video here today. And like I said, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do so right now. Go ahead and comment down below your thoughts on the Flashdance film. Go ahead, drop me a little like, and we'll see you next time.